Yeah, but why are you talking to me about it?
Because you're no different to a racist, a sexist, a homophobe. You're a speciesist. You're the equivalent of a racist, a sexist, a homophobe to these animals. So I want to tell you that that's fucked up.
But it's an animal, like...
That's exactly what a racist would say.
You're talking to like a 13-year-old and having an argument with a 13-year-old while you're...
Because your mentality is disgusting. Have you seen this type of stuff before?
No, it's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you see animals being abused and exploited like this?
Not good. I don't want my
yeah.
cats to go through this and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So if you wouldn't want to see cats, probably dogs.
Yeah, probably.
Probably dogs, yeah. Or anyone, any human, you would never want to see go through these situations, these horrible situations. But I'm guessing neither of you are vegan, right?
No.
I was in 2020 because it was a trend
It's
kind
kind of
of.
like, you know, because like, you know, lions do it and you know, basically humans are like basically animals because we're all mammals and lions do it to survive, so we kind of have to do it as well.
But we don't have to do it to survive.
I know, but it's kind of like necessary for the protein.
No, it's not.
It is.
What makes you think that?
Because if you want to get a lot of protein, you can't actually like hit a lot of protein with the stuff that you eat, like vegan and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard this thousands and thousands of times. People say this all the time. You can get all the protein you need as a plant-based person, a vegan person.
But it's kind of good for you if you eat meat, you know?
No, it doesn't matter. Like what I'm focusing on is the fact that you can be a vegan, you can be healthy. I'm 7 years vegan. There are tens of millions of vegans around the world. Every dietitian association, you know what a dietitian is, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so all dietitian associations around the world recognize that you can be perfectly healthy at all stages of life as a vegan. Did you know that?
What about?
I think they shouldn't do that, but they should like at least kill the certain amount to like eat like animals and stuff. So they shouldn't do that. That's like bad because there's like little babies in there and stuff.
Yeah, but these are standard practices.
Yeah, I know, but they shouldn't do that.
They're all babies because they're killed at a young age.
Eggs and stuff and milk.
Yeah.
Is that like? I don't understand how that's that bad though.
I'll show you.
Like they shouldn't do that, but they should at least like kill what they need. Because you know a lot of like meat gets rotted in like Woolworths and stuff. They shouldn't kill that much. But
Yeah, so what I'm saying is we don't have to be killing them at all. It's just coming down to a personal choice. You have that choice and you can either choose for this violence, this is the dairy industry here and we'll get onto the egg industry, you can either choose for this violence and exploitation that you said you're against at the start of the conversation, or you could just simply choose to live vegan.
But it's kind of delicious though, you know?
Yeah, like you can get all the same taste as a vegan. I mean, some of the tastiest food I have ever had is since being going vegan.
Like
but all the same foods that you eat now, but we get it.
Sausages?
Yeah, vegan sausages.
Is it like carrots?
No. So they actually do taste tests with actual animal eating taste testers, and there's been research to show that people can't actually really tell the difference anymore.
Like 3D prints?
Yeah, they do 3D printing. You actually have lab grown in some parts of the world now, but here, just at Woolies, they do like a plant-based version, which is just made from like pea protein and stuff like that. Can't even taste the difference anymore, and you can get it yourself. So literally, those options exist. But even if that didn't exist, I'll let you speak in a second. Even if it didn't exist, you can still eat everything else that's plant-based, like legumes, whole grains, everything you're eating now, just swapping the animal flesh for plant protein, and you're just not going to be responsible for that.
What about like local farms when they milk cows?
Local farms?
Like in a humane way?
Yeah, so whether it's local or an industrial scale accounts for like 90% plus, but even in a local situation, the mothers still all go to the same slaughterhouse because when they don't produce any more milk.
Like a family farm or something.
So a family, okay, let's say that they don't go to the slaughterhouse, let's say that they just get milked by the humans. Fundamentally, that's still a form of exploitation. And the reason why we'll say that's wrong is because those animals, whether on a backyard or in an industrial farm, they aren't consenting to it, right? You know, they could be living their life freely with their own children, or in the first place, not be bred into existence, right, for human benefit, just as it would be wrong to do that to humans.
Yeah.
It's kind of my religion though, like it's kind of my culture.
What religion?
Oh, I'm Muslim, yeah.
Yeah. So there are many vegan Muslims.
I know, but it's kind of my culture as well, because I come from like a really cultural family, and it's kind of like a culture on like the New Year's for us to eat fish and meat, and if we don't, it's just like a disrespect to my culture. And I feel like I have respect for everyone in any age, like any like religion or any like what do you want to eat, it's fine. But you know, they should respect me eat too. But
Yeah, so there is nowhere, I believe, in, because I have a vegan Muslim friend.
But it's like my cultural, like from, you know, Iran.
Yeah, okay, so culture then. Let's just focus
Yeah.
on culture and not religion, because you can be a vegan Muslim. But let's say it's your culture. It was my culture too. But I realized that culture, things that happen traditionally, isn't a good excuse to inflict pain and suffering on an innocent being when you don't even have to.
What if they just like die naturally?
Yeah, that's what happened.
What if they die naturally?
Yeah.
On like one of my I don't know, my cousin's auntie or something. She has a farm, and the ram died naturally, and they ate it for like in a stew and stuff.
Ethically speaking, there is an argument to be made if you just come across a dead corpse, you're not inflicting any harm on that individual because they already died, unfortunately. My concern would be is why were they there in the first place? Were they forcibly bred by humans in a farm? I would be against that. But the act of eating a dead corpse of somebody that just died of natural causes, no ethical issue, but you put that in a I was just going to say, yeah, this is the egg industry here. Male chicks that don't produce eggs, so they get ground up alive. But look, let's put that in the human context. If you saw a human corpse, I'm sure you wouldn't eat them and you would want to give them a
Do they
funeral.
actually just like die?
But
Yeah, they just get ground up alive. If you eat eggs, that's what happens, yeah.
So you guys don't eat eggs?
No eggs, yeah.
What about milk?
No, we drink soy milk, almond milk, oat milk, all that stuff.
Isn't milk okay though? Because it's like the animal doesn't die.
Let's go
no,
back to
it's
that.
like being forced or something.
Let's go back to that. So this is the dairy industry. So
Like
the
babies?
children, they're kidnapped from their mothers because humans want to consume their milk, right? Mm-hmm. The mothers have a strong maternal bond, so they actually chase after their babies and they cry for that. You know, they suffer a lot because of that, just like any mother would.
Don't like animals.
Let's keep watching before we ask questions. So the male calves, they don't produce milk, so they go into a slaughterhouse here. This is all standard industry practice.
What do they do with it?
They get turned into flesh.
Oh.
So yeah, this is horrible. It's for
Don't they wait
consumption.
for them to grow up and then they eat it because it will have more meat?
No, because they're considered just a waste product, and then they're not going to produce the same amount of flesh as an animal that's been bred, a cow that's been specifically bred for it. Then they get their throat sliced, and then
Do I
all.
eat it?
Hey,
Do they eat it?
Do you eat it?
No, do we eat it?
some people eat veal, which is baby cows.
Isn't that like lamb?
No, baby cows. And then look, the mother cows. This is also the dairy industry. When they're no longer producing enough milk to be profitable in the industry,
What do they do? Do they kill them?
they put a knife in their throat and a bullet in their head.
But
Why don't they just?
I don't know. In my culture, we do this as like it's a good thing to do, but like I don't know.
A good thing to do.
I know. But it's kind of like respectful because when a new baby is born or you want someone to stay safe, you buy a sheep and you kill it and you eat it. But
That
it's kind of
sounds
like-
fucked up.
No,
Sorry,
it's
I have
not.
to say.
It's not fucked up.
It's fucked up for the lamb.
Yeah, it's fucked up for the lamb, but it's just like,
Absolutely, which means it's fucked up.
not really. It's the animal.
You just agreed it's fucked up for the lamb.
They don't feel it though.
They don't feel a knife going into their throat,
They don't actually feel it. Like they don't, they feel the pain, but they don't know what they're doing. You know?
so they feel it. They feel the pain.
yeah, but
That's
they
all
don't
that
have
matters.
Emotions, like they're not like, oh my god, this human is killing me.
They don't have to think that. They're suffering immensely. It doesn't matter what they're conceptualizing about who's doing it, why they're doing it. All they care about is their life, just like you do. That lamb or whatever animal it is, they want to live. They value their life just like you do.
So what about lions? Like, what about other mammals? Are you gonna like, what about them?
Yeah, it's horrible what happens in nature. I can't really go and talk to a lion.
Yeah.
If I
But
could
it's
stop it,
like-
I could, but I can't really,
But I feel
practically.
like, isn't that normal though? If a lion does it, like they don't have to do it either.
Yeah, it's normal for them, and it also has been normal for humans, but it doesn't
So it is
justify.
normal.
It
It doesn't
what?
justify, but it is normal.
Yeah, do you know what else used to be normal?
What? No.
Human slavery.
Yeah, isn't that still like going on? in, like,
It still is
China?
going on, absolutely, but it used to be like the social norm here in Western culture, and we realize it's wrong because humans, they want to live their life freely, just like animals do. So it's just about extending that same rights that we give to humans to animals.
I don't know. I feel like that's alright, but well, you guys do you, but I don't know because I can't really stop eating.
You can.
I can't.
No, you
Like,
can.
No, I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
Because like I really need like protein and blood to.
You don't need
I
it.
do.
You do need protein, but you don't
Yeah.
need to be getting it from a murdered victim.
They're not murdered. They're just killed.
That's murder, deliberate, unjustified killing.
Sorry. I can't do this. I'm gonna laugh. I don't want to be disrespectful, but like he's making me laugh. I'm so sorry.
How did I make you laugh?
No. It's because what she said that they're not murdered, they're killed. It just didn't make sense.
Oh my god.
It doesn't make sense because it's murder to them.
I feel like that's not good, but some things are alright. Like from farms, like not like the industry farms, but like a local one, like eggs. They're just they don't have chicks in it, and they're not like forced to lay eggs. The chickens, they just do it on their own.
They still do have male chicks, but at the end of the day, those animals, even on a local farm, those chickens, for example, are still bred by an industry, right? And at the end of the day, they are still enslaved, and they're at some point in their life, they're not going to be profitable as well, and they're probably going to be murdered as well.
They're not murdered though. Like even like if their egg has a baby in it, what they'll do, not all of them, but just
No, the actual hens themselves.
Oh, the hens. If they have it, has a baby in it, then they keep it. They like raise the baby.
But regardless, what I'm saying here is, as animal rights, we believe that they deserve to live their life freely. We don't have to be exploiting them for our own benefit. That is their own egg, and actually hens do have a strong bond over their eggs, and it takes a lot of... So we have artificially, just a quick thing before you do leave, regarding hens, humans have artificially bred them to produce up to like 300 eggs a year, right? And in nature, like a natural hen would only produce maybe 12 a year. So it's actually really... So it's an ovulation, it's actually their period. And it's really, really taxing on their body. And so I actually know people that have rescued hens, and they keep them there in their backyard, but they don't take their eggs. They actually feed it back to them because it takes so much nutrients from their body. So the most ethical thing to do would actually be not to breed them in the first place and to just for our own benefit. But if people do save them and do have them in their backyard, would actually be to give them their nutrients back that we have stolen from their body. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know what I really think about it. It's a good point.
Why are you guys talking to us? Why don't you talk to like the government?
We're talking to consumers because this is happening because people pay these slaughterhouses to exist. When you give your money to Woolworths, Coles, McDonald's, they then use your money to pay the hitman, that guy right there, to put a knife in that person's in that individual's throat. That person.
Why don't they do it humanely though? Like.
So humane means to show compassion or benevolence. Can you describe to me a compassionate way to murder somebody?
Just like, okay, so basically,
like
no, not
so
that.
They don't feel it.
Meat's the best, bro.
You just gotta take it and you just gotta like chop it.
Okay, so you're saying it is compassionate to just chop someone's head off.
Yep.
Say that to the camera. It's compassionate to chop someone's head off.
Not someone, an animal. It's compassionate to chop an animal's head. Because
Someone.
No,
They're not something. They're not an object.
They're on an object, so they're an animal. It's like, why don't you feel like embarrassed if someone called you animal? Because they're dumb.
We are animals.
Yeah, but like not that.
I wouldn't be
type of-
embarrassed. It's a factual statement.
Yeah, but like not that of, like, look at it. You know?
But
like,
also-
it's a pig, you know?
So I could say the same.
I don't eat pigs though.
So
like,
you know racism, right? Racism, right?
Yeah.
Or sexism. That fucking ugly woman. I'm gonna chop her head off because I'm hungry.
Would
You would say that's disgusting, right? To say
Yeah.
that.
But
That's what you're saying right now. You are the equivalent of a sexist, racist, homophobe, but you're doing that towards animals. You're saying, they look gross. I'm just going to chop their head off because I like the taste of their body. That's disgusting. It's psychopathic.
Yeah, would you get into a relationship with an animal? No. Of course not.
I have friendships with animals.
Yeah, but not a relationship. But you have a relationship with humans,
also-
don't you?
This is just absurd.
I feel
Yeah,
bad because
You need to listen to yourself.
people shouldn't be hating on
We
you
don't have
guys.
relationships with animals because they're actual animals. You can't.
It doesn't matter. But that means
they're
nothing. We don't have to have a relationship to somebody to realize that they want to live their life and not be exploited just like you do. It's disgusting. Your mentality is actually disgusting, and I have to be honest with you. You have to listen to yourself. It sounds psychopathic what you're saying. And what I think you're doing is you're just making justifications to keep paying for horrible things that you know is wrong. Because when you came here, you said this is wrong. And now you're making these sick justifications because you don't want to feel guilty.
No, but I'm not feeling guilty. But I
Well, you should feel guilty
I don't.
because they don't deserve this.
Yeah, but why are you talking to me about it?
Because you're no different to a racist, a sexist, a homophobe. You're a speciesist. You're the equivalent of a racist, a sexist, a homophobe to these animals. So I want to tell you that that's fucked up.
But it's an animal. Like.
That's exactly what a
And you know
racist
what's
would say.
fucked up? You're talking to like a 13-year-old and having an argument with a 13-year-old while you're
Yeah,
probably.
because your mentality is disgusting and you deserve to know the truth.
Like, you do not get it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what a
okay,
racist says.
chicks-
Oh, they're just black.
Yeah, but they're human.
You agree
as
that
well.
you have the same logic as them, right?
No, they're human. Black people
No,
are
you have the
human.
same logic.
No,
Oh,
I
I don't
don't.
like this external characteristic. They're disgusting. I want to kill them.
Yeah, but black people are human as well. There's a kind of species going on, you know?
It doesn't matter whether the same species. You're referring to a specific external characteristic of somebody. Their species, their skin color, their sex, their sexual orientation. And we're saying all those things do not matter. What matters most is that they're sentient and they deserve to live their life freely, just like you do.
Yeah, but why are you telling me what I think? I think they're animals. And I don't think they should be killed just because they're animals. I think, okay, I'm hungry, I want Macca's, I'm gonna go get Macca's, you know? I'm just a kid, let me live. You know what I mean?
I don't care whether you're a kid. What I care about is what you're responsible for. It doesn't matter what age you are. If you're giving money to these industries and you're saying, I want this, they're going to continue to do this. And it is absolutely disgusting. You have a choice.
It's food.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
It's
You could be food too, you realize that.
Yeah.
So if I applied all your same logic to me wanting to kill and eat you, would you say it's all good?
Yeah, probably, but I wouldn't die because there's police.
Okay, so, well, there are laws, but in certain countries I would get away with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do it because I respect your right to life, just as I respect their right to life.
Well, they're animals. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
you're an animal too.
Yeah, but I'm like a different type of species.
Yeah, you got some learning to do, but just please listen to yourself. Watch this video back, hopefully, and take some notes because what you're saying is disgusting. It is psychopathic, to say the least. And I will say, look, I'm going to come just with one point of empathy towards you, that I understand you have been raised to think like this, and I understand that at the start of the conversation you said you are against animal abuse,
Yeah,
and
I
I
am,
know
but
it's hard to change.
They should just do it fast, like.
Doesn't matter whether they do it fast. But I know that you have been conditioned from a young age just as I was. But now here I am showing you what happens, and you're seeing these animals suffer. You can now go on from this point in life, and you can.
Like that.
I know you don't like it.
They should just kill them fast. So they
No,
don't
it doesn't make a difference. It really
won't
doesn't make a
feel it,
difference
will they?
because you're stealing someone's life.
I'm not
It's still
eating it,
murder.
I'm eating
I
it.
think it's messed up, but if they're gonna keep doing it, they should do it a better way.
Yeah,
or
like
they should
fast.
stop doing it. Like
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I don't
Okay,
eat it.
okay.
You
Let's say it's
shouldn't
pain-free. Let's say it's
Yeah.
pain-free. It's a better way, in your words.
Ew.
A better way. Would you be okay if I did that to you?
Sorry guys, it's not real meat.
So you're seeing this footage, right? You're seeing this horrible animal abuse, and you're just going to promote it.
It's really good food, I can't lie. People do what they want to
So
do.
you're saying taste justifies abuse.
Your words, not mine.
That's what you're doing.
Enjoy your day, bro.
Disgusting animal abuser.